Hey, what's going on, everybody? So glad to have you join us today. I want to ask you to do a real quick favor, and I want you to tag three people right before we get started. Promise you it's going to be a blessing to you. Got something I want to drop in your spirit. I've had a phenomenal day today of coaching and transforming lives. Had some major breakthroughs, and it's kind of what led me to want to share with you really quickly as I'm in between calls. Got another one coming up here in about 30 minutes. So I want to drop this on you because when I notice patterns as it relates to society and as it relates to individuals who are really sincere about trying to get to that next level of their life, to turn a page, to write a new chapter, to basically just be what they know God has instilled in them to be, but they have these obstacles and stumbling blocks. Some are physical, some are mental, some are spiritual. But I'm noticing a common thread that I want to share with you today, absolutely free. Bless you. And again, I'm coming to you today as a pastor and as a transformation coach, a life strategist, all balled up into one because it just kind of synergizes itself so well in my life. But before I drop this on you, do me a simple favor and tag three people that you know love wisdom, love knowledge, love truth. Go ahead and be a blessing to them. Do it really quick. If you're not subscribing to us on YouTube, feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we go live or post something on YouTube. And for those of you that are on Facebook, please feel free to always share, comment, and like. If you hear something that is good, something that is on point, on time. You know, my wife constantly asks me all the time, why do you do a lot of the things that you do that you don't have to do? And my answer is always the same. Number one, I love people. Number two, I know what it's like to not be able to connect the dots. I know what it's like to know that you've got something inside of you, but you can't quite figure out how to make it work and how to get it to come together. And sometimes all you need is a little guidance, a little wisdom, a little knowledge, somebody that cares enough to share with you what they've learned along the way. Second reason why I do it is because I am a firm believer, man. If you help enough people get what they want in life, that by nature, by law, God will help you get what you want in life. And I am a living witness to that, which is probably why I'm so addicted to constantly giving freely. Now, I have my various programs and various things that I do where people can subscribe and become members. But for anybody who doesn't have a dime to their name, may not be financially able to be a member of a course or a training that I offer, you can listen to me almost on a daily basis. And I promise you, you're going to pick up something that's going to bless you. You're going to pick up something that's going to move your life forward. And today, I'm going to do it one more time. Have you tagged three people yet? I pray that you have. That's the only thing I'm asking you to do. Tag three people. I don't normally do this, but let me just take a look in the chat and see who's with us real quick. Hey, Crystal, Narada. And Crystal's tagging people. I see who you're tagging. Okay, I got you, Crystal. Oh, my classmate, my friend, M. Shalise Williams. How you doing, Shalise? Love you, sweetheart. So good to see my family and my friends and those that love what we do, those that respect what we do. It's nothing like when people respect what you do. They honor it. They appreciate it. Kind of hits different when you can walk through life and people say, hey, man, you make a difference. What you're doing matters. You're changing lives. You're impacting people. Bro, I appreciate you. My brother, I love you. I appreciate you. Don't take it for granted. Those kind of things, I'm going to tell you guys, they go a long way in this life because that's all you want at the end of the day. You want to know that, number one, you help somebody, but you also want to know that the somebodies that you help, they appreciated it. So thank you to those of you who make it your business to make sure I know the impact of what is happening in your life based on what God is doing in my life and what I share. Today, I want to talk to you about checking your circle. Somebody ought to say, check your circle. That's what we're going to talk about in the next 25 minutes because I got another call at, what is it going on? 2:30. So I want to drop this in your spirit. Search your circle. Why don't we go with that? Because you're going to check it anyway. So search it, check it, whatever you like best. We're going to rock with search your circle. Now, it's important that you listen to every word that I'm about to share because I'm going to say some things that are powerful and prolific. I promise you. The first thing I want to tell you is there are two questions that I want you to ask yourself today. Just two questions. Those two questions are this: who's in your circle and whose circle are you in? Those are the two questions I want us to ask. Hey, Miss Angela, love you, Queen. Who's in your circle? That's question number one. Then question number two, I want you to ask yourself, whose circle are you in? The reason why I wanted you to focus on searching your circle because there is power in our circles. Another word for circle is the word presence. And you'll see me interchange these words back and forth because they are really reflective of each other and synonymous of each other. Circle and presence. I want to use them interchangeably. So I could say who's in your circle, or I could say who's in your presence, or whose presence are you in? See, I keep running into something that keeps happening over and over and over again as I deal with people who are serious about trying to get out of the quagmire of life that they found themselves in, running on that proverbial treadmill or treadwheel in life, exerting energy and effort, but not really going anywhere. And they're trying to figure out what is the missing link. And one of the missing links that seems to be a common denominator are the circles that people are in or the people that they have in their circles. That's why I want you to search your circle today. We talked about circles and presence being the same thing. And here's what I want to ask you. As you take a look in your mind, whose presence are you in and who is in your presence? I want you to remember one thing that I'm going to say today. I'm going to say a couple of things, but there's the one thing I want you to remember if you can't remember anything else. Remember this: presence determines product. My God. Let me say that again. Presence determines product. Now, when I talk about product, I want you to think in terms of productivity. The presence of the people that you're in and the people that are in your presence will determine your productivity. When I talk about product, I want you to think in terms of what your life actually produces. See yourself as a manufacturer, if you will. And if you are a manufacturer, what is your product? What do you produce day in and day out, week after week, month after month, year after year? If you had to be known for something as it relates to producing something, what would people say you predominantly produce? Here's what I want to tell you: that presence determines productivity. Also, presence determines power. Whose presence you're in and who's in your presence will dramatically and drastically determine what level of power you operate in this world. There are some people whose presence you can be in and have them in your presence, and they increase your power. But there are also some people whose presence you can be in or you allow in your presence, they decrease your power. I'm trying to show you that the circle has got to be searched if you're serious about going to the next level that God has for your life. I know a lot of people that try to ignore their circle and try to go to the next level. They don't want to deal with their circle. They don't want to change their circle. They don't want to alter their circle. They want to have the same circle, but yet they want to experience a different level in life, a level they've never experienced before, a level they've seen, but they've never experienced themselves. Here's what I'm telling you. There is no getting around having to search your circle if you're serious about going to the next level in your life. As a matter of fact, I've found that every time it's time for me to go to the next level, I have to search my circle again. Why? Because the circle is the powerful centrifugal force that you and I live in, move in, breathe in, operate in, dream in, function in, and produce in and out of. So the circle, as much as we would love for it to stay the same, how can your circle stay the same unless you are staying the same? See, as you grow, your circle has to grow. If you grow and your circle doesn't grow, then your circle will circumvent your growth. Ooh, that's good. Can I say that again? If you grow and your circle doesn't grow, then your circle is going to circumvent your growth. I'm challenging you today to search your circle. I told you presence determines power, presence determines product, presence determines productivity. Let me bless you with this. Presence also determines perspective. Mm. Do you know that based on the people you have in your circle, it will dictate what you see, what you can see, what you are able to see, and also what you're unable to see. See, sometimes we don't even recognize that much power is in our circle, that much power is in the presence of those that we're in or those that are in our presence. And again, presence determines your perspective. People tell me all the time that I mess them up. And this is a compliment. It's not a negative thing. Say, Pastor Troy, you always mess me up. You mess me up because when I get around you, when I talk to you, when I listen to you, you advance my perspective. You cause me to see things that I have never seen. You cause me to believe things I've never believed. You've caused me to want things I've never wanted. You trigger a different perspective in me and in my life. Why? Because I have that perspective. See, presence carries a certain level of contagion, and we need to know this, and then we need to act in compliance with this knowledge that presence carries a certain contagion. So that if you are in the presence of people who don't have a broad perspective, then you're going to struggle having a broad perspective. And if you have one, you're definitely going to struggle maintaining a broad perspective, because when you share with them your perspective, because they can't see it, they are going to instinctively try to defeat it and to destroy it and to discourage it. And it doesn't make them bad people. It does make you an unwise person, though, if you continue to try to thrive or survive in a circle, which is really a system, an ecosystem for you, your dreams, your destiny, your hope. And you're going to try to survive in that when you have the power to search your circle and fine tune it accordingly, so that as you grow, your circle grows in compliance with the direction in which you're growing. I told you I got to go. I got another call at 2:30. Presence also determines prosperity. Yeah, it's amazing to me how poor people generally hang around poor people. Broke people hang around broke people. It's funny, though, that wealthy people generally hang around wealthy people. The rich people generally hang out with rich people and go to lunch with rich people and throw parties with rich people and go on vacation with rich people. Why? Because if you are prosperous, it's hard to call your broke friends and say, hey, let's fly to Italy tomorrow morning on a private jet. Well, if they aren't where you are, there's going to be a lot of hucking and bucking, and you're going to hear this. You got me? I know you got me, right? I know you got me. Sometimes you want to call somebody who doesn't have to ask, do you have them? You want to call somebody that says, I'll meet you at the airport at 8:00. See, if you don't continue to evaluate your circle, much of your struggle and much of your strain and much of your stress is going to be due to you trying to carry people who may have gone as far as they can possibly go with you, based on where you're going and based on where they are going. I got to go. Presence determines purpose. I'm just throwing these out. Catch what you can. If it resonates, holler, throw a dollar, say amen, jump, shout. But most importantly, make whatever necessary adjustments in your life so that your circle has been searched. And most importantly, make sure that your circle works. Presence determines purpose. The people that you're in the presence of and the people that are in your presence, they determine your purpose. I'll tell you something else presence determines, and this is my favorite one of all. Presence determines peace. Somebody ought to say peace. Do you know that there are some people in your circle that may be guilty of being peace disturbers? There's some people in your circle that may be guilty of being a peace hater because they are disturbed when you have copious amounts of peace and they don't have it. So they seem to be hell bent on disrupting and disturbing your peace. So at least neither one of y'all have peace. Somebody's got to search their circle right here, right now, ASAP. The question is, whose presence are you in, or who is in your presence? Today, I'm encouraging you, check your circle. Peep this. Business-minded people produce business. That's a fact. Marriage-minded people produce marriage. Successful-minded people and success-minded people, guess what they produce? Success. Financially minded people, guess what they produce? There's a trend. I'm trying to see how quick does it take you to catch on. Financially minded people produce what? Finances. How about intelligent minded people? What do they produce? Intelligence. Let's flip it though. How about lazy minded people? What in the world could they possibly produce? I'll tell you what they produce. Lazy minded people produce laziness. Search your circle. Excuse minded people. Ooh, wish I had more time. What do they produce? Excuses. Average minded people, they produce average. You better search your circle. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together and they all end up at the same destination if they stay together. Let me say that again. Birds of a feather flock together and they all end up at the same destination if they stay together. Sometimes you got to break pack. Sometimes you got to be like, you know what? Yeah, I know we've been tight since kindergarten. I know. You've been knowing me ever since I was 4 years old, but I got to break rank. I got to break the circle because I'm headed in a different direction. And you're welcome to come and go. You're welcome to be a part. I would love to have you and your company, but I can't go east if you're trying to go west and not be impacted if we are connected. Ooh, God, that's good. Can I say that again? And I gotta go. I can't go east if you're trying to go west and we stay connected. I'm going to be impacted. I'm going to be infected. I'm going to be affected. You got to recognize that many people could solve and resolve a copious number of issues in their life as it relates to them being held back if they would simply search their circle and make the necessary adjustments for where you are and where you're going. Alicia Renee Taylor says, you ain't lying, PT. Well, thank you, ma'am. I see you, Lena Allen. I see you, M. Shalise. I see y'all. Y'all tripping. Y'all going crazy. Y'all going off in there because you know I'm telling the truth. That's right. Hit the hearts and the likes. Facebook will read those algorithms and they might bless a brother just because you blessed me with just a like and a heart. Here's what I want to tell you as I get ready to close. I got another call, guys. You become a reflection of the people who occupy the majority of space and time in your day, teach, Pastor, in your week, in your month, and in your year. Okay. I just said something. I know y'all got it because y'all are smart, you're intelligent, you're bright, you're beautiful. But I got to say it one more time, just in case you missed it. You become a reflection. Do you know what a reflection is? A reflection is that which is cast back from something that's shiny, something that will emulate and imitate what it is. It's the light refracting, giving you your image back to you because you're standing in front of something that simply reflects back to you. You become a reflection of the people who occupy the majority of space and time in your day, your week, your month, your year. So that if they're lazy and they're in your presence a majority amount of the time, I promise you, you're going to start reflecting laziness. But if they are financially minded, they talk about finances, they talk about saving, they talk about investing, they talk about assets, they talk about making money work for them, then I promise you, if you're in their presence the majority of the time, it won't be long before you start thinking about that. You start acting upon it. Why? Because you're going to become a reflection of the people who occupy the majority of space and time in your day, your week, your month, your year. Check your circle, search your circle, because you only got one life on this side of eternity. Associations determine elevation. Good night. I got to go. Let me say that again. Associations determine elevation. I got to say that one more time. Associations, that's good to me, determines elevation. So if you aren't elevating the way that you want to elevate, search your circle. Now, one of the two things are going to be the case. I'll say one of three things. Either you are in the presence of people who are not facilitating the elevation that you desire, or you have people that are in your presence who are not facilitating the type of elevation you desire. Here's the third scenario. You don't have the right kind of people in your presence who are desiring the things that you desire. In other words, there's an absence. In other words, some of you, your issue is not that you have the wrong people in your presence. The issue isn't that you are in the presence of the wrong people. Here's the issue for a lot of people that I'm also discovering. You don't have anybody in your circle. You are a lone ranger trying to do this life journey on your own. And I know why that happens. Frustration, aggravation, betrayal, disappointment with people, with humanity, with mankind. I get it. Here's what I'm telling you. Everybody needs somebody. It's the way that we've been wired as a people, as a creation by the Almighty Creator. We are designed and wired to have the most maximum possibility of success in life when we are linked up with the right kind of individuals who are trying to go where we're trying to go, do what we're trying to do, and be what it is we want to be. God made it that way so that when we connect with those kind of people, we have synergy instead of having enemies. Oh, God, I gotta go. See, I don't have time. I'm dropping heavy today. You want synergy and not energy, not enemies. Okay. What is synergy? Synergy is when everybody's on one accord. When you succeed, even if they aren't succeeding, they're genuinely happy for you. They're clapping for you because they know it's just a matter of time before they succeed, because you guys are subscribing to the same belief. You're practicing the same principles. You're not a hater. Come on, you're a congratulator. So even if you get there before they do, there is no negative energy from them. That's what synergy looks like. And some of you have got to start incorporating powerful people in your life. I'll tell you this. Some of you have got to start incorporating people that challenge you if you want to change. See, if you want to learn how to swim, stay in the presence of swimmers. Ooh, man, this is good and it's free. Can I say that again? If you want to learn how to swim, stay in the presence of swimmers. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to learn how to swim. You're going to pick it up. You're going to find yourself stroking. You're going to find yourself moving through the water just like they are. Why? Because you put yourself in the presence of swimmers, or you allowed swimmers to be in your presence. Listen, if you want to learn how to win, I think you can figure it out from here. Stay in the presence of winners. Don't be intimidated. Don't get jealous. Don't start hating. Don't be making little shady comments because they're doing well. No. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Don't be foolish. Stay in the presence of a winner, because if you stay in the presence of a winner, guess what's going to happen? You're going to learn how to win. See, we got to figure out why we aren't in the presence of winners more often and why we won't allow winners to be in our presence. If your circle isn't setting you up for success, and I truly have to go, it's 2:17 on my end. Got another call at 2:30. If your circle isn't setting you up for success, somebody catch this. Your circle is sabotaging the success that you should have. Man, you are on it today. Let me say it again because somebody needed that. If your circle isn't setting you up for success, believe me when I tell you this, your circle is sabotaging the success you should have. Not always intentionally. That is not always their intent. Oftentimes, they don't even know that's what they're doing. But again, birds of a feather, come on, flock together, and they all end up at the same destination if they stay together. So you got to ask yourself, is my circle setting me up for success? And here's the litmus test. Are you succeeding with the circle that you're in? Oh, my God. Come on. Are you doing better? Are you doing worse? Are you doing the same? Simple. It's not complicated. With your current circle, are you doing better? Are you doing worse? Or are you doing the same? Let me tell you something. You don't want to do the same. You don't want to do worse. You want to be doing better. So search your circle. Check your circle today. And here's the answer as I get ready to go. Here's the answer. Add more of those who inspire what you desire. I'm telling you, Miss Taylor, I be dropping these $1 million words. I be dropping them. I be dropping them. That's why I'm sowing my seeds for my $1 million contracts, because I know what God has given me. And it's only a matter of time before some company, some corporation, some organization, some television station, somebody says, we got to get this guy national. We got to get this guy on every platform possible, because he's dropping $1 million life-changing words. And I'm dropping it today for free, as I often do. Check your circle. And here's the answer. Here's the answer. If your circle isn't setting you up for success, if your circle has you staying the same, or heaven forbid, getting worse, here's the answer. Listen, I'm going to give you the prescription. Check your circle and add more of those who inspire what you desire. It's just that simple. Add them. You say, well, how do I add them? Well, if they've got a program, sign up for it. You say, well, I can't afford the program. Well, everything they write, read it. If they wrote a book, read it. If they post, read it. If they got a group, join it. Whatever you can afford, get aboard on what you can afford. But you got to be mindful enough to add more of those who inspire what you desire. And simultaneously, you got to start deleting those who do not inspire or trigger you and the elevation that you truly desire to have in your life. This is your decision. It's up to you. Now, you do what you want to do. But if you're smart, you won't just hit that like button. If you're smart, you won't just hit that thumbs up button. If you're smart, you'll make a list and you'll check it twice, and you'll be like, you know what? You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. I need to add this one. I need to add that one. I need to add another one. And again, let me be very clear. I'm not selling anything today. I'm not trying to get you to join my program. I'm not trying to get you to become a member or a subscriber. There are plenty of folks out here who God has gifted and enabled to lead, to motivate, to inspire, to coach, to transform your life. See, I'm not a hater. I just want to see you make it. So you don't have to subscribe to me. You don't have to join my squad. You don't have to be a part of anything I'm doing. But be smart enough to find you somebody that you can afford, find you somebody you can listen to, find you somebody that you can follow, because everybody needs somebody. I don't care who you are. Be smart enough. People say to me all the time, well, why you gotta charge for anything? And I don't get upset with people, because when you come from a poverty mentality, you're accustomed to free stuff. And all you want is everything to be free. But I've learned in life that there are some things that you don't pay attention to until you have to pay. Let me say that again. There's some things that you don't pay attention to until you have to pay attention. You actually pay attention more when you've had to pay in order to pay attention. So never be that person that is always looking for something free. Be that person that's willing to invest in their own destiny, their own life, and say, you know what? I might not can afford his program, but there's somebody out there who's got a program I can afford. Let me subscribe to that. Let me get on that. Let me add that person to my circle, because I've learned today that, man, my circle matters. Presence matters. Whose presence I'm in and whose presence I allow to be in my life. Well, listen, I've got 7 minutes to get ready for my next conference call, my next coaching call. And I just wanted to jump on here in between my coaching calls today to bless somebody with a powerful word. I think we've done that. If I have, do me a favor and be a care bear and share. That's all you got to do. When this hits up on YouTube and Facebook, hit the share button. Share it with somebody, because there are a lot of folks that need to hear this today, and they need to search their circle. I'm praying for you. I believe in you. Last but not least, by way of announcement, If you're in the Warner Robins, Georgia area, you know I'm always plugging my church because I love my church. Freedom Church is a very unique place. Love it, love it, love it. It's Wednesday night here, and every Wednesday we have our Bible study. We just started having it in person, and I'm encouraging you that if you're anywhere near the Warner Robins, Georgia area, stop by the Freedom Church tonight. We start at 7 p.m., always starting on time, and tonight I promise you I'm going to have you out by 8 o'clock. I guarantee you, 60 minutes and I'm done, but it's going to be 60 minutes of powerful truth, just like we just experienced. As a matter of fact, tonight I'm switching up the game a little bit and I'm doing Ask the Pastor. That means your intelligent questions will determine the direction of the class tonight. And trust me, if you don't have any questions, I'm always ready to share with you what's on my mind. But I want to give the people an opportunity to talk to me and ask me their questions about life, about things they're dealing with, and I supply you with a biblical answer that will help you navigate whatever it is you're facing in this world. That's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Freedom Church, the ultimate love zone. Join us, 820 North Houston Road, Warner Robins, Georgia. Every Wednesday, we're in the building, and we are in the building tonight. All right, I got to go. I love you. I'm praying for you, and I will see you soon. Have a blessed day and keep smiling.